Coming up on Mountain News this morning, we'll show you how one couple here in Hazard spent their Memorial Day honoring those who have made the ultimate sacrifice for our country. And we show you how Memorial Day events at Camp Nelson look different this year thanks to COVID-19.
Dedicated to Eastern and Southern Kentucky, this is WYMT Mountain News This Morning.
Good morning, I'm Lacey Roberts, and thank you for joining me on Mountain News this morning. Today is Tuesday, May 26th, and I actually stepped outside today since being at home, and it felt wonderful already. Let's bring in Brandon Robinson. I'm assuming since it's nice now, we can expect those nice temperatures, but I just want to know, is it going to be humid?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, absolutely. That's basically the trend of the week, and it's going to be probably the trend of the summer here before too long. But we may have a brief break and all that before we get into the main heat of it next month. All right, let's see what's going on this morning with visibility numbers, and you can see there's some dense fog out there, so be careful with that. 5 miles at London, less than 1 mile, less than half a mile actually at Harlan. Anywhere you see those bright whites and grays there, that's where you're seeing some dense fog. It's not as bad as yesterday in some spots, but still a little rough out there in others. Temperatures in the 60s, pretty much area-wide, with the exception being there at Jonesville, they were even close to 60. The warmest temperatures, Jackson and Hazard this morning. Your 12-hour planner, we are going to start in those low to mid 60s this morning, head toward the 70s and 80s later today, but of course it's that typical pattern we'll see in a summertime-like pattern where we'll see those chances for pop-up showers and storms in the afternoon, maybe even late morning today. But again, hot and humid conditions continue. Lacey.
Thank you, Brandon. Sunday afternoon's heavy rain caused flash flooding and damage in several counties. In Leslie County, many people are also still recovering from the damage left behind by high water earlier this year. One homeowner says she has not seen this much flooding around her property in nearly 40 years.
You don't think nothing about it till it's washed out, and then you feel pretty helpless on this end. You can't do nothing.
Magistrate John Newell spent his day helping repair damage caused by the flooding. He says around 30 homes had significant damage to their properties. Kentucky State Police and local first responders worked together to help save 2 women in Bell County after their car was caught in high water near Jim McGaffey Road yesterday afternoon. Trooper Joey Brigman was able to reach their Toyota van before it turned over. As more responders arrived on the scene, they were able to tie a rope to Brigman, who then helped both women out of the flooded vehicle to safety. Thankfully, no one was injured in the accident. KSB encourages people to avoid areas already flooded, especially if the water is flowing fast. Turn around, don't drown. We cannot express that enough. And many people are getting out and enjoying the outdoors now that hiking trails are starting to open back up. And as you hit the trails, there are important safety precautions to keep in mind. As always, make sure you pack water and snacks, but also any medication that you need if you were to get stuck for an extended period of time. Make sure you know how long the trail is and have a way to alert people if you're in trouble.
Whistle while you walk. That is my biggest thing. Now I see people out when I'm out walking around or something, the trails will go, hey, we got our whistles. So that's awesome because they have learned 3 times means you're in distress. Blow it, then blow it again, and we can hear you.
And after you do that, stay in one place. Search and rescue will make a plan to get to you once they are alerted. And one couple in Hazard spent their Memorial Day going around the city of Hazard, putting out flags to honor those who have served and those who have paid the ultimate sacrifice. Tim and Cindy Francis are with the Hazard Lions Club, and usually every time they set out flags, there's a large group that does it together. But due to COVID-19, it was just the 2 of them this Monday. They put out hundreds of flags across the city. They say this brings joy to them, but also allows them to reflect.
Well, pride. Yeah, that we're making the city look pretty and that we're honoring those that have served or are serving now.
Monday evening, they went back out and picked up all the flags from their locations too. Most years it only takes them an hour or so to put the flags out, but this year they were out most of the morning. And even though many events were canceled this Memorial Day, people still found a way to honor those who died for our country. Camp Nelson is known for having a large ceremony in Jessamine County to honor those who fought for our country. This year, they were unable to hold the traditional ceremony. Regardless, there were still quite a few people out this Memorial Day honoring service members while wearing masks and standing several feet apart. And this Memorial Day, like we said, looks different at many cemeteries. Friday, Congressman Hal Rogers visited Mill Springs National Cemetery to pay his respects. For the first time since the mid-1800s, there was not a ceremony held there for Memorial Day. But Congressman Rogers says to keep the faith and remember to honor those who gave their all.
Memorial Day falls this year in the middle of this awful epidemic, this pandemic, that has swept the world, but especially the U.S. But I want people to know that we've got to have faith. We got to keep a stiff upper lip, and we'll get through this. I like that old saying from the Bible, "This too shall pass," and it will.
Congressman Rogers honored Sergeant Brent Wood, who is one of the only 2 African-American Medal of Honor recipients from Kentucky and the only one from Pulaski County. And we now know the identity of the boy who was found at the Breaks Interstate Park on Sunday after he was reported missing. We have learned the boy's name was Alex Smith, and he was a student at Minko Central High School in West Virginia. Kim Rafferty talked with friends and family about what happened and the legacy that he leaves his loved ones.
Alex Smith was only 17 when he made the jump that would end his life Saturday.
I know people tell me not to blame myself, but it's just hard not to because he was like 10 yards in front of me and I couldn't swim fast enough to get to him.
Alex and his friends went to the Pool Point area of Elkhorn, Kentucky to cliff jump. One friend jumped in first, saying it was cold. Alex jumped after.
Tanner jumps off and Alex goes right behind him, and then I seen him come up slow, and I knowed something was wrong, and then I seen the current start to take him, so I'd done all I know to do, and that's jump in to just try to save my best friend.
Jacob Ray jumped in after him. Jacob said the current was too strong and so cold. With every stroke thrown, Jacob could not make it to Alex, watching as his best friend passed away.
Listened to him try to beg me for his life and beg me to save him and make it to him, and as I watched him take his last breath and go under and not come back up, I knowed I failed him, and I couldn't make it to him.
Alex's sister is in the military. Away from him, she said it has been so hard. She would not see her younger brother smile anymore, but cherishes the person he was and the memories they made.
He was a goofball. He loved going riding. He was always smiling. He was always happy. There wasn't a mean bone in his body.
Alex had many friends. They met up at Minko Central High School, where he was going to be a senior, sharing memories and praying with each other.
I just want to thank him for everything he's done for this community, and I wish him the best. I hope he rests in peace. Him always laughing and smiling, and always riding up, wanting to hang out. We have our whole group of friends, but he was the glue of it, you know.
Always had good memories with him. He's always fun and happy.
I give him the biggest hug. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry that I couldn't just jump back in that water.
He will be missed by a lot because he was loved by a lot.
His family's they're just hurting, and I just wish I could take it from them, and I wish I could have brought their baby home to them that night.
A tragic death and a life gone too soon. With so many that loved Alex Smith, he will be missed. Kim Rafferty, WSAZ News Channel 3, Mingo County.
Kentucky Fish and Wildlife Department says Alex's death was a drowning near Breaks Interstate Park in Kentucky. The park says all areas of the park are open, but warned the Russell Fork River is high and is cold. A third man has been arrested on multiple charges after an arson and murder investigation in Mingo County. Williamson police arrested 31-year-old Terry Jarvis, saying he is the final suspect wanted in connection to a fire that left one person dead and displaced multiple families earlier this year. Officers say witnesses told them 3 men broke into the vacant apartment where 2 women were believed to be staying to steal money and drugs. Instead, the men found a man inside. Police say they are accused of assaulting the man and then setting the place on fire. Terry joins Charles Jarvis and James Church, who were arrested earlier in connection to the fire. All three face several charges, including murder and arson. And one person is dead and another is in critical condition after a shooting in Breathitt County. Deputies say it happened on Grosse Fork Road in the War Creek community Monday morning. When they arrived, they found Sharon King dead with a shotgun wound to the head. Her live-in boyfriend, 50-year-old Bernard Banks, was found shot in the face but still alive. Deputies say Banks was suffering from stage 4 colon cancer and has been refusing treatment for the disease. And one Floyd County man is facing a host of charges following a chase involving multiple law enforcement agencies. Police say this man, Sean Emerson Gayhard from McDowell, stopped at the Tiger Mart allegedly under the influence, and according to a Facebook post from the department, decided he'd give the clerk a gander at his nether region. Officers responding to a call about the incident spotted his pickup truck going the wrong way on US 23. When they tried to pull him over, he took off. After a pursuit through multiple communities in the county, he was stopped and arrested without incident. He is now at the Floyd County Detention Center. And we now know the identity of a man killed in a deadly Pike County crash late last week. It happened Friday morning on Kentucky 122 in the Miller community. The Pike County coroner says that 27-year-old Dylan Price of Shelbyana died after head-on collision. The other car had 4 people inside. 2 were taken to the Pikeville Medical Center and then transferred to UK Medical Center in Lexington. And at last check, they were all in stable condition. Just ahead on Mountain News this morning, with social distancing measures changing the way many of us live, one entertainment industry is making a comeback after years of decline.
And May is almost over. It ends this weekend, but the rain chances are going to stick around. Maybe some cooler temperatures as we head deeper into the week, too. I'll talk about it in about 3 minutes.